Ciao, imagine you're late from work and you're really tired, but you're starving, but also you fancy something lovely to eat. Does it sound familiar? It does to me. And today I'm going to be showing you a very easy fix, let's call it, if you like, a last minute fix to dinner, which not only is easy to make, but also incredibly lovely and delicious. In a little while I'll be slicing and rolling some chicken breast, and I'll be doing some filling on the inside, but at the moment I'm preparing the vegetables. So these are potatoes from our garden, and I've cleaned and scrubbed them, and I'm now chopping them, but I'm leaving the skin on because it's full of vitamins and also fiber, and it's good for you. I'll be using carrots, potatoes and onions as vegetable goes today, but you can use anything you like, but I will try and keep the potatoes in though. Great, I've just finished tidying up my carrots, and I'm chopping them into large circles, so broadly similar size to the potatoes, so that they will cook all at the same time. The carrots were from the supermarkets, but I'm now peeling one of Julie's special onion, which comes from our garden. So this is a white onion, but you can also use a red one if you want. I decided to make it two. They're only small, and once they start cooking they will shrink quite a lot. And I'll chop these into 4 pieces again, trying to retain a roughly larger size. They might be small, but blimey, they're powerful. They're making me cry. I will be using a large non-sticky pan, but one which has got a nice deep edge as well, and I'll add a little olive oil, followed by all of my vegetables. I'll start them on a nice and high temperature so that they start sizzling, and I'll mix them all together so that they all get covered with some oil. And I'll place the lid on, and I'll turn them down onto a medium heat, and I will leave them now to do their own thing with the lid on for most probably about 20 minutes, but every so often I'll just turn them around. In the meantime, I'll get my chicken ready. And I've been slicing my chicken in about 1/2 centimeter pieces. So you can ask your butcher to do this, or you can buy already pre-sliced, or you can also buy turkey already pre-sliced, but I'll just show you before I finish. Sharp knife, very sharp knife is very, very important. And place your chicken on top of a board, hand on top of your chicken breast, and go down, and approximately 1/2 centimeter, and gently just slice up and down. And as long as you are careful and you do not move your knife and you keep it straight or horizontal, you will see that it's dead easy. See, it's going through, and voila, job done. Nice little slices. We will fix it in a moment in terms of how to roll it. And if you got any bits like this left over, just chop them off, and I will use them as filling. I'm putting the chicken on the worktop to give me a little bit more space, and I'll see if I need some more. And that's perfect. I've got enough to make 6 good rolls, and also I've got some leftover chicken which I will use on the inside as a filling as well. I'll make a little space. This is Parma ham, and I will be using the Parma ham as a way to help me roll the chicken, as well as flavor, of course. I'll place it on my worktop, and I will be using a couple of slices of Parma ham per roll. I'll get hold of my chicken and put it on top of my Parma ham, and any hole like that I'll fill it with some of my little bits. And off I go again. I'll move on to the next one. Chicken goes on top, and that is why it's important that the chicken is as thin as it can, so that you can roll it easily. So I'll see you when I've done them all. And my chicken and Parma ham is all ready to be now filled and rolled, and I'll start by sprinkling a little Parmesan cheese on each piece. I will not be adding any salt, as the Parma ham is quite salty, and also the Parmesan cheese is quite salty, but I'll add a little pepper on top of everything, followed by some cheddar cheese I'm using, and you can use any cheese you like, but I would stay away from anything that is too watery, because clearly it will melt and it could go all over the place. Also, don't put too much, because otherwise again it will go all over the place. Cheddar is perfect, but also you can use Edam, or you can use Gouda, anything that will melt and it will not just run away. And I've just chopped some rosemary very, very finely, and I'm putting that on top as well. And now it's time to roll it. So I'll move the cheese here at the edge, and I'll get hold of the Parma ham underneath, not the chicken, and very gently and slowly I'll start rolling it. And as I go around, I apply some pressure so that the whole thing becomes nice and tight. Here there is some Parma ham, so I'll just bring it forward and gently roll it. And that's done. I'll do it again here. My cheese is just broken, doesn't matter, I'll put it together. get hold of the Parma ham and gently start rolling. Use your fingers to ensure that everything stays nice and tight, and at the same time just roll it. And it doesn't have to be perfect, just enough for it to stay together, like this. And let's take a look at the vegetables. I have been turning them every so often. They are well on their way, so it's good time now for me to add my chicken rolls. And I'm going along and I'm making some space first, and then I'll place my chicken so that the joint is facing downwards first, and I'll place it inside. You might have, depending how big your pan is, you might have to move things around a bit, but that doesn't matter, that's okay. And as long as the chicken goes at the bottom of your pan, I think you'll find that if you place it at the edge of the pan, it's much easier. I'll cover everything again with my potatoes and carrots, and I'll leave it on a medium heat with the lid on for another 10 to 12 minutes, but halfway through I'll turn it around so that the chicken cooks throughout. Halfway through, time to have a look. Again, I need to make some space so that I can get hold of the chicken, and using my tongs I can then carefully turn it around without it falling apart. There. And this is what I'm looking for, a nice little golden crust that indicates that it's cooking wonderfully. Maybe I could have done it with a slightly bigger pan, but I've done it now. Lid goes back on, and I'll leave them to cook now until they're ready. Maybe another 6, 7, 8 minutes, we'll see. It has been cooking for another 4 minutes, and before the end, for the last 2 or 3 minutes, I'll sprinkle a little rosemary on top, which I've just chopped. I'm putting this in now, not at the beginning, because it will release all of the flavor towards the end, and everything will taste delicious. Lid goes back on, and 2-3 minutes and we will be done. And literally 2 minutes on, I'm done, and everything is lovely and cooked. I will go along and remove my chicken first. I need to put some salt in the vegetables. I always salt my vegetables at the end. So I'm removing the chicken because I don't want any salt in that. Oh, look at that. Isn't that wonderful? I'm now adding a little salt to taste, but don't go mad again because the juices from the chicken will be slightly salty, of course. And I'll mix everything together so that the salt is equally distributed. And I'll pour all of my vegetables and the lovely juice amongst the chicken. Most probably there is a more elegant way of doing this, but not my forte. Very optional, but it will add a distinctive flavor. Just a tiny little amount of olive oil over everything. Not a lot, just enough to give it that flavor. And there is only one thing left to do. Someone has to do it, so it might just as well be me. Let me show you the inside first though. I'll just slice through one. That looks good. Here's some cheese as well. I think it's a bit too much, so I'll slice a smaller piece, and I'll pinch a little potato on the way. It's absolutely wonderful. Honestly, delicious. Very quick, very easy, very lovely and delicious. Buon appetito, make it, you will not be disappointed. Ciao ciao and arrivederci.